Today I'm going to show you how it went from this to this to eventually this, and how you can do the exact same with absolutely any object. So I'm guessing you're stuck in the same situation as me. You want to recreate something cool, but you can't quite find the exact part on the internet, or anything remotely close for that matter. So now you're left with no other option but to build one completely from scratch. So the goal is to redesign this Furby exoskeleton in Fusion 360 and make the process as easy as pie. Okay, first things first, let's take a look at the overall structure of the Furby exoskeleton by abstracting away all the details. Okay, so we can see it's a very irregular shape with lots of bumps and curves all over the place. So defining the entire silhouette as one shape will not do the job. Instead, we're gonna have to split up every distinct layer and extrude in between the gaps to find the best fit shape. Okay, so now we have a basic idea to create the general shape of the exoskeleton. Now let's bring back some of those details. Perfect. So now we can see our Furby model has some holes and is also shelled out on the inside completely. So now we have a list of pseudo steps, if you will, which can be mapped to real world actions within Fusion 360. Now all we have to do is make our steps look a little cleaner, and boom! We have a step-by-step guide on making a Furby exoskeleton, or whatever you want to make. The first and foremost step in reverse engineering something like this would definitely be reference images. In this case, I'll need 4 to cover all my angles: a top, a side, a bottom, and of course, a front. Nice, now all we have to do is drag and drop our reference images and scale them to the right size. By the way, I used a caliper to get the best dimensional accuracy. And boom! Our reference images are done. Cool, next we're gonna make the main body of our Furby exoskeleton. As I mentioned before, we're gonna do this by slicing up the different layers of our Furby model via our newly created reference images, and then lofting those layers together to create the main body of our Furby exoskeleton. Notice that I only sketched one half of the Furby model. I did this so that I only need to model one half of the Furby. The other half can just be mirrored. Oh yeah, one more thing. If your object's dimensions veer slightly away from the reference images, that is completely fine, as perspective distortion is a real thing, and capturing a perfectly orthographic image is highly unlikely. I then added the eye by using the good old pipe tool, and there we have it, half a Furby. Sorta. We can then go ahead and mirror our model and see that things are really starting to come together. Nice! So we have the first half of our design completed, and now it's time to add those details back to reach our final product. Firstly, I'm going to shell out the inside of the Furby to make it hollow. Next, I'm going to sketch and extrude the face holes. Perfect. Next, I'm going to add some aesthetic details, like these snap fit parts, this USB port, this speaker hole, and finally, these cheese grater looking thermal vents. Perfect. Our Furby model's looking nice and good. All that's left is to slice and print, and bam, our Furby exoskeleton is complete. But wait, it's a little too small. Okay, back to modeling. I'm just gonna... Now, this might have actually been a blessing in disguise, as now I can print the updated Furby model in this colorful PET G, which is far more heat resistant than the current Furby model printed in PLA, which will just slowly smush as the electronics inside start to heat up. Ow! So now it was all a matter of So this is a final Furby exoskeleton, modeled with pretty much perfect dimensional accuracy. And all we really did was generate a simple 3D model based off our original injection molded Furby silhouette, ignoring all types of details. And then after the general shape was achieved, refining our model by re-adding back the more finer details, to reach our fully re-engineered Furby exoskeleton. And if we take a look at the original, we can indeed see that they very much resemble each other. We can even install our Furby guts and see that things fit nice and snugly. Throw on its skin, and you can barely tell that the entire exoskeleton's been 3D printed. Anyways, if you want to print this exact model out for yourself, I've left the link in the description with the STL file.